Welcome back, everyone. I'm Hunter Dole here from Philly Insider Podcast, and we've got our first trade deadline candidate up today for the Philadelphia Phillies. Now, I will say right off the bat, I think this one's a little less likely, but I did want to cover him. He's one of my favorite MLB players right now, and mostly because of his defensive ability, and that is Ramón Laureano on the Oakland Athletics. And currently he is playing right field, but he is more of a center fielder. He's played right field over the past year and a half, more so because one, they got Starling Marte last year, and two, they have Christian Pache out there playing center, who's a really good defensive center fielder. But I do think Laureano is still unreal in center field. He's played there still a little bit over the past year and a half, and he would slot right in there for us right now, for sure. Now, talking about the Phillies' current center field situation, you have Odubel Herrera, who has really been slumping for a long bit now. He was hitting 270 and making some contributions a little bit ago. And he actually does have some really good defensive metrics this year. I will give him some credit there, but has really struggled as of late. And when he's struggling, he's really cold. When he's hot, but when he's not going, he's really not going. And also, the big thing with Odubel is he has been horrendous with runners in scoring position this year. It's been really difficult to watch him just consistently ground into double plays or strike out or end innings with pop outs because he's not hitting well with runners in scoring position. Laureano, the big thing you're going to get is, while maybe his defensive metrics aren't as great as some of the other center fielders this year, you go off the eye test, guys, and if any of you have watched him over the past few years, my goodness, this dude's a freaking monster out in center field. I know the PEDs and all that. I really don't care, to be honest. He has still been just as good without the PEDs. You look at that, what was like a 321-foot throw he had after an amazing job of tracking down the ball in center field that one game, and he threw a dot to first base. This dude will definitely gun people down. I believe he has 25 assists, outfield assists over his 5-year career, which, keep in mind, 2021 was shortened because of the PEDs, and 2020 was shortened because of COVID. So, and also 2018, he didn't play a ton. So, the fact that he has that many outfield assists over, 364 games total, really impressive. Also, he is 16th in the league in feet above average for outfielder jump this year. I'm not a big advanced stats guy, but I do appreciate it when they have good defensive metrics, and I will take those into account. And I think the eye test and the metrics definitely back it up. He gets really good jumps on the baseball in the outfield. He gets really good reads, and he takes a nice route to the baseball. And really, when he gets up to full speed, it's really impressive. So I really want to emphasize this is primarily a defensive pickup with decent offensive ability, and I think that's kind of what we're looking for right now. Laureano also has 2 more years where he is arbitration eligible. So you have him up until his age 30 season when he becomes an unrestricted free agent, which I think that's huge for the Phillies to get a guy like that. Kiermaier is really kind of like the peak of defensive ability, I think, but the offensive ability is really rough with him. I think at least with Laureano, you're gonna get some help on the offensive end. He has been heating up as of late. He has 3 home runs in his last 7 games. He's hitting 286 in that span, so that's good to see. He did hit well his first couple years in the big leagues. Nowadays, you can probably expect more around a 250 average from him. He's not going to work a lot of walks. He's very aggressive. He struggles with off-speed and breaking pitches. High whiff percentages on those. And if you just watch him, it's definitely a struggle of his. But my, when he gets hold of a fastball, you're going to be lucky if that comes back and he's not at least on second base. He hits the ball hard and he hits the ball far when he gets a hold of it. The problem is he doesn't get a hold of it very often, but he does take advantage of fastballs in the middle of the plate. He takes advantage of those mistakes. So, end of the day, you're probably going to end up with around like a 750 OPS from him, which, again, it's better than what we're getting right now. Also, I understand, Odubel, when he does get on his hot streaks, which he has in July and August at certain points in his career. We saw last year it happened in that Mets series. He was huge with that 3-run home run. That is something I could see the Phillies front office being like, look, we've seen it in the past. We know that he has his hot streaks, and we are going to bet on those hot streaks. But also, I should mention Matt Vierling as well. I'm not sure he's the best defensive center fielder. I think he's a really good hitter. I did a video on him earlier. But I think he definitely slots in the corners of the outfield very well. And also with his versatility and the fact that he's played second base and third base earlier this year, and even can play first a little bit too, I think that helps him to just get more opportunities in the lineup. I think he'll play just because of that. So I still think he's going to find ways to hit consistently every day and get starts here and there. So I'm not too worried about a center field acquisition moving Matt Vierling out of the lineup just because of his defensive versatility. But yeah, I mean, look, Laureano, going back to him, strikes out a good bit too. I mean, he doesn't work a lot of walks and he strikes out a lot. But again, he can come up big in big moments, and he hits the baseball hard and very far, very, very far. And the defensive ability is really what makes him what he is. He's got good sprint speed. He's not going to steal a ton of bases on the base paths, but he will contribute there, here, and there. I mean, he's going to steal probably around 10 a year, I would guess. I'm biased. I love Laureano. I just love watching him play. He's a flashy player. You know, he makes a lot of plays in the outfield. He's got a cannon out there. He tracks down almost every ball. And, yeah, I would love to see him in a Phillies uniform. I think it's going to be tough. I think there's going to be competition for him, especially with the years of control he has and just the value he can provide to an outfield that already has a couple good hitters out there and just needs a defensive center fielder, which is us, but, you know, it depends on what the cost is. I think the cost might be somewhat high. I think the A's are going to try to squeak out as much value as they can out of him. They're not contending. I don't think Laureano's in their future plans right now. He's 27, and they have other young guys I think they want to get out there. So I would be surprised if they kept him around. I think there's a good chance he gets dealt at the deadline, but I also wouldn't be surprised. I mean, look, again, since he's got years of control, you keep him around for another year or two, and if you don't get the deal you like, you see if you can get one next year, but we're in the offseason. Yeah, that's really all I got, guys. I mean, it's pretty simple with him. His defensive ability is what makes him the star he is on that side of the baseball, or on that side of the diamond. But, yeah, I mean, let me know your guys' thoughts on Laureano. I'm a big fan personally. We share the same number, so of course I'm going to like him, but I also really like what he brings to the table. So, yeah. Ring the bell, y'all. We'll see what they do at the deadline this year. I got a ton of videos coming out on potential deadline candidates. And, yeah, we will see y'all later. God bless. Peace out.